Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please introduce. I am Sandha Soemantri from Universitas Muhammadiyah, Surabaya. On this occasion, I will present the result of my research with the title Student Mathematics Anxiety Level on Mathematical Problem Solving Ability and Learning Motivation. Based on several sources, I have taken 4 important points as follows. First, mathematics requires a systematic way of thinking. Learning math is a way of providing learning experience to students with a shared activities designed so that students gain skill in mathematics material being studied. For the second, low student learning motivation. Because learning motivation is a very important element and must be owned by a student. So, if a student doesn't have motivation to learn, then he will tend to be lazy, give it up easily, and have no interest in learning. The third, students are experiencing math anxiety. Math anxiety is one of the most serious obstacles in education, which refers to an unhealthy emotional response that occurs when a person is faced with a math problem. Therefore, problem-solving ability is the main purpose of learning math. As stated by NCTM, that solving mathematical problems is one of the main objectives of mathematics education. So this ultimately becomes basic that students must have the ability to solve a mathematical problem as an effort to improve self-clarity when learning mathematics. From some of these sources, I see the appropriate phenomenon in the field. The motivation to study mathematics for SMK Adhikawacana students shows results that are still not good, especially in the ability to solve mathematical problems. There are indications of math anxiety in class 10 students of Adhikawacana Vocational School as evidenced by the attitudes and behavior of students who are often scared, anxious to break out in cold sweat when asked to answer and solve a non-routine problem. So, I have the research about students' mathematics anxiety level on mathematical problem-solving ability and learning motivation. Based on the formulation on the problem above, the objective of these studies are follow. First, to determine the significant effect on learning motivation on the ability to solve mathematical problem in class 10 AKL2 SMK Adhikawacana Surabaya. The second is to find out the significant effects of math anxiety on the math problem solving abilities of class X AKL2 student at SMK Adhikawacana Surabaya. The third, to determine the significant effect on learning motivation and math anxiety on the ability to solve mathematical problem in class 10 AKL2 SMK Adhikawacana Surabaya. Okay, for the research methodology, this research is a quantitative descriptive research. This type of research is correlation research to see the influence of relationship with the closeness of the relationship between variables. The method used in this research is ex post facto with a psychological approach. The outline is like this. X1 is learning motivation variable, X2 is variable of mathematical anxiety, and Y is variable of mathematical problem solving ability. The respondent in this research is student in class X, class 10 of AKL2 SMK Adhikawacana Surabaya. With the data collection techniques is the first mathematical problem solving ability test, the second is student motivational questionnaire, and the third is mathematical anxiety questionnaire. For the data analysis technique, I use for the first classical assumption test, the second is simple linear regression analysis, the third multiple linear regression analysis, the fourth multiple correlation analysis, the fifth analysis of the coefficient of determination or R-squared, the sixth simultaneous determination coefficient analysis, and the seventh partial determination coefficient analysis. For the research results according to the research method are divided into 6 parts as follows. The first is descriptive analysis, the second is classical assumption test, the third simple linear regression analysis, the fourth multiple linear regression analysis, the fifth multiple correlation analysis, and the sixth analysis of the determination. The first is descriptive analysis from 3 variables: learning motivation, anxiety, and problem solving ability. we have descriptive like this. With the learning motivation, the mean is 39.79, but anxiety, the mean is 80.21, and problem solving ability is 40.74. With this standard deviation and this variance. The second is classical assumption test with normality test like this. From this table with S.Pd test 24, we have concluded that about that all variables in this study are normally distributed. For the multicollinearity test, for the test from this table, we have concluded that there are no symptoms of multicollinearity in this study. For autocorrelation test from the table, Durbin-Watson test, we have concluded that there were no autocorrelation symptoms in this study. And the last, for heteroscedasticity test, based on the figure, we have concluded there are no symptoms on heteroscedasticity in this study. Okay, the third is simple linear regression analysis. For the simple linear regression analysis of learning motivation on problem solving ability from this table, we have equation is y equal 3.251 plus 0.642x1, meaning that the consistent value of the problem solving ability variable is 3.251, while the x regression is coefficient with 0.942x1, starting for every 1% addition of this the value of learning motivation, the value of problem solving ability is increased by 0.942. Because the regression coefficient is positive, so it can be said that the direction of the influence of learning motivation on problem solving abilities is positive. For the simple linear regression analysis of problem anxiety on problem solving ability, we have equation y equal 75.581 plus minus 0.422x2. Yeah, that's meaning for every 1% addition of the value of anxiety, the value of problem solving ability is decreased by 0.422. So, because the regression coefficients are negative, so it can be said that the direction of the effect of anxiety on problem solving ability is negative. For the following results, we have multiple linear regression analysis. So, from this table, we have result effect of learning motivation and anxiety. We have equation y equal 31.945 plus 0.654x1 plus minus 0.215x2, meaning the constant is 31.945, meaning that if learning motivation and anxiety are constant, the consistent value of the problem solving ability variable is 31.945. For B1, this meaning that every 1% addition in the value of learning motivation, the problem solving ability increase by 0.654. For the second, B2 minus 0.215, meaning that every 1% addition to the value of anxiety, the value of problem solving ability is decreased by minus 0.215. For the fourth, multiple linear regression analysis, we testing the hypothesis H1 and H2 with t-test. For the first hypothesis, the H1, the significant value of x1 on y is 0.0 less than 0.05. The value of the count is like this, is more than the table. So we conclude that H1 is accepted, which means that there is an influence of x1 on y. On the second hypothesis, H2, we have t count more than t table. Conclude that H2 is accepted. So, which means that there is an influence of x2 on y. For the third hypothesis, we have this table. So, based on the table, the value of significance for x1 and x2 simultaneous on y is 0 less than 0.01, and the value of if f count is more than f table. So, we can conclude that H3 is accepted, which means there is an influence of x1 and x2 simultaneously on y. The 5. Multiple correlation analysis. From this table, we know that the significant value of f change is less than 5%. So it can be concluded that the learning motivation variable x1 and math anxiety x2 have a significant relationship to problem solving ability of y. So learning motivation x1 has a positive relationship, but math anxiety has a negative relationship. So the level of relationship between learning motivation and math anxiety on problem solving ability simultaneously has a very high or perfect correlation, as seen from the R value. R value is 0.938. And the 6th, the analysis of the determinant coefficient or R square. For the first partial determination coefficient x1 against y, we have this table. From this table, we have the R square is 0.780. So this means that the percentage value of the influence of variable x1 on variable y is 78%, and as much as 20% is another factor not examined in this study. And the second is partial determination coefficient x2 against y. The result is like this table. The R square point is 0.662. So this means that the percentage value of the influence of variable x2 on variable y is 62.2%, and as much as 37.8 is another factor not examined in this study. And the third, the last analysis of the simultaneous determination coefficient, the R square point is 0.879. So this means that the percentage value of the influence of variable x1 and x2 against y is 87.9%, and 12.1% is another factor not examined in this study. And the conclusion for this research, based on the analysis of the research that has been conducted regarding the effect of learning motivation and mathematical anxiety on the problem solving ability of class 10 IKL2 at SMK Wacana Surabaya are obtained. The first, there is a significant and positive influence learning motivation and problem solving ability, which can be seen from the simple linear regression formula is y equal 3.251 plus 0.942 x1. And the second, there is a significant and negative effect of math anxiety on problem solving ability, which can be seen equality like y equal 74.481 plus minus 0.422 x2. And the third, there is a significant influence between learning motivation and math anxiety simultaneously on problem solving ability with a very high level of relationships, with the R value is 0.986. 938. The effect of learning motivation and math anxiety can be seen multiple linear regression formula like this: y equals 31.945 plus 0.645 x1 plus minus 0.215 x2. So the percentage of relationship is 87.9%, and 12.1% is another factor not examined in this study. Okay, thanks. I think that for my presentation about my research. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.